night for an evening of comedy. Only 10 minutes until we start the program. I hope you're getting ready to enjoy our time together, so we'll see you soon.
Hi, this is Jay Moore, and we are 5 minutes away from our live stream comedy event that I'm going to be on. I'm going to see you soon. Well, you'll see me. I don't know how it works anymore. Everything's virtual. I love you. Call me.
here. I'm so happy. I'm Fritz Coleman. Welcome to an evening of comedy. We have a spectacular night of comedy in store for you to benefit the Council on Aging Southern California's Smile Makers program. I'm telling you, you will laugh so hard, there will be intestinal distress. Now listen, I'm going to be joined by two of my funniest friends here tonight, and I thought we'd kick it off with a quick preview of Francis and Jay.
I like being simple sometimes. I like being simple. I think the world is getting so complex and so ridiculous. Like simple things, are becoming complex. Like I fly in and out of airports all the time, and everything is fancy now. Nobody has the restrooms. The restrooms are overboard. It's crazy, right? Everything's automated, right? You don't know what's automated, what's not. Do you ever do that? Do you ever walk up to a door and you stop because you think it's going to open, but it doesn't open, right? And then the bathrooms. I miss manual flushing. Anybody else? Manual flushing, because I was good at it, I knew exactly when I was ready to flush. I knew, but now I have to leave it to the control of the automated flushers. And I just wonder, like, ladies, am I the only one standing in the stall trying to seduce the censor? Does anybody? Do you ever, catch yourself and you're trying to trick it? Like, come on. I'm done. Come on, my friends are waiting. They're waiting. It's crazy. It's either you can't get it to go or you get the premature flush. Have you had that? That's terrible because you're sitting there and all of a sudden, woo! Oh my gosh. I'm in France. And,
Let me tell you guys something about being a celebrity spokesperson. I've been one. If you have to say your name, they hired the wrong person. The whole point of being a celebrity spokesperson is you're instantly recognizable. You have to tell me your name, they hired the wrong person. Neil Patrick Harris sells Heineken. He doesn't say his name. He just holds up a Heineken and goes, "Hey, how you doing?" You're like, "Pretty good, Neil. I'm gonna drink that now. That's great." Betty White for pet meds never says, "I'm Betty White." You just go buy pet medicine. Even if you don't have a pet, you don't want to let her down. Alec Baldwin doesn't say, "I'm Alec Baldwin. What's in your wallet?" He just says, "What's in your wallet?" You're like, "I don't know, Alec. I'll check. Thank you." That's not a good sign. You know what's even weirder? When they say their name as a celebrity spokesperson and they don't have to. Like they're really famous, instantly recognizable, and they say their name and you're like, that's kind of weird. They introduced themselves. I know who they are. Best example of that in my lifetime. This is the all-time greatest "why'd that guy just tell me his name" commercial. It goes like this. "I'm Wilfred Brimley and I want to talk to you about diabetes." "I know who you are. You're the only member of Cocoon still alive."
Oh my gosh, we are in for a treat tonight, folks. As Fritz said during our pre-show, we're going to laugh so hard over the next hour that there will be intestinal distress. Good evening, friends. I'm Dawn Marie, your host for the first ever live stream fundraiser for the Council on Aging Southern California. An evening of comedy virtual. I hope this finds you in good health and good spirits, and I thank you for joining us. Over the next hour, we aim to delight you, inspire you, and make you laugh out loud as we raise funds to improve the lives of older adults through programs such as the Smile Makers, which will deliver gifts to isolated seniors this holiday season. And let's face it, Christmas and Hanukkah are right around the corner. In fact, there are only 87 days until Christmas, and the Hanukkah Festival of Lights will begin in a mere 73 days. So tonight is critical to the Smile Makers, as we have over 7,000 seniors on our holiday gift list this year. Friends, when I bid you adieu at the conclusion of last year's evening of comedy, I could never have imagined that I'd be welcoming you to the 2020 event virtually. And while it seems that so many things are shifting to virtual these days, one thing that has remained unshakably real is your support. There's nothing virtual about that. Given that an evening of comedy is the single largest fundraising event of the year for the Council on Aging, your participation tonight means so much. I encourage you to watch this broadcast on your TV or computer and use your smartphone or tablet to make charitable contributions throughout the broadcast. Doing so is as easy as sending a text. Simply open the text app on your phone or tablet. At the top, enter the phone number 714-463-1868. Then, in the message field, simply type the word SMILE and hit send. That's it. You'll immediately receive a reply containing a link to the secure portal to complete your contribution. Give it a try now. Simply text the word SMILE to 714-463-1868. If you prefer to contribute via the Council on Aging's website, that web address will appear on screen as well. Whichever way you choose to give, know this: it's easy, it's fun, and it's gonna feel great. And I have a very exciting announcement already. Our board chair, Daryl Yealit, and his wife, Debbie, are sponsoring a matching challenge. That's right. Daryl and Debbie will match dollar for dollar the next $10,000 raised during the next 10 minutes. So pick up your phone or tablet right now and give it a whirl. Every $25 you contribute will purchase a gift for one more isolated senior and mean one more smile will be made. It's gonna be fun, you'll see. And speaking of fun, we're excited to have 3 fantastic comedians on deck tonight. Longtime friend and wickedly funny Orange County native, Francis DiLorenzo, along with another returning favorite who's witty, charming, and knows tomorrow's weather forecast, Fritz Coleman. And tonight's headliner, actor, author, and comedian, Jay Moore. So open your hearts, ready your smiles, and help me welcome Council on Aging's President and CEO, Lisa Wright Jenkins.
Good evening. It's great to be here with you tonight online. I look forward to this event every year, and I'm so glad you tuned in for this special night of fun, laughter, and inspiring stories. Each year, the Council honors a special individual or organization that has stood with us to advance our mission of helping seniors remain healthy, connected, and protected. Tonight, we're honoring an inspiring group of women and men with our 2020 Impact Award. The Kaiser Permanente nurses of Orange County have been involved with our Smile Makers Holiday Gift Program for over 5 years, donating literally thousands of gifts. Every year, we take a caravan of vehicles to their hospitals in Anaheim and Irvine, and they fill them to the brim with incredibly thoughtful gifts. Then our team heads back to the Smile Makers Holiday Workshop to join hundreds of volunteers who wrap all the gifts just in time for the holidays. These nurses are true superheroes, working tirelessly on the front lines during this pandemic, helping to keep our communities safe and healthy day after day. I'm so honored to present Harmony Gamez and Jenna Rodriguez, representing Kaiser Permanente's nurses with our 2020 Impact Award. Thank you for your incredible bravery during this pandemic, and an extra special thanks for your generosity in brightening the holidays for thousands of seniors who might otherwise be forgotten.
We want to express our deepest gratitude to the Council on Aging for their tremendous advocacy for the seniors in our community. The Smile Makers program provides our team members at Kaiser Permanente a fun and easy way to grant some of the most vulnerable a simple holiday wish. This well-organized program affords us the opportunity to provide the gifts that are most needed and wanted.
Our team members at Kaiser Permanente Orange County are enthusiastic about lending a helping hand by shopping for the requested needs or by participating in the Smile Makers Workshop. Participating in this wonderful program and project truly brings a smile on all of our faces. And for that, we'd like to thank the entire team of the Council on Aging.
You know, since the pandemic began, our dedicated staff and over 400 volunteers continue to do amazing work to support seniors. I am so inspired by them every single day. You've probably heard that the number of older adults is growing exponentially. This is so true. Every week, we receive hundreds of calls for help. The pandemic has left so many seniors isolated, alone at home or in care facilities. Most of our callers are overwhelmed, worried, or frightened, and some are absolutely desperate for help. For 47 years, we've been the area's go-to resource on aging. We help over 200,000 seniors and their families annually through our 8 no-cost programs and services. We're also a resource for referrals to other trusted local resources. Today, we find that one of the greatest threats to seniors is indifference, a lack of empathy and kindness in our society. But we can't turn our backs on seniors because far too many of them are feeling vulnerable and forgotten. At the Council on Aging, we believe that no senior should be forgotten. Today, 42,000 older and disabled adults live in long-term care facilities in our service area. Shockingly, 50% of them, or 21,000 of these older adults, have absolutely no friend or family member actively involved in their care. And you know, life in long-term care is particularly challenging for seniors during this pandemic. Fortunately, our Ombudsman program and our Ombudsman team checks on them and advocates for their health and well-being every single day. Seniors are enduring incredible isolation from others as care facilities strive to keep them safe in their rooms. These seniors are experiencing profound losses. The loss of daily conversations with others in their facility. The loss of the ability to dine with others. The loss of the ability to go outside. The loss of their independence. The loss of hope. Imagine how they feel living alone in a small room since the pandemic began way back in March. Imagine the impact that months of isolation has had on their mental health. Imagine if this happened to you. Imagine a holiday season where you have no phone calls, no family or friends that visit, no one to enjoy a holiday meal or conversation with. Many, far too many of these seniors will spend this holiday season in their little rooms and receive no holiday gift at all. And while all this sounds daunting, our Ombudsman and Smile Makers program will be working together again this year, and they are up to the challenge. Because thanks to a groundswell of support from the community, from people like you, thousands of these lonely and isolated seniors will receive an unexpected holiday gift this year. Think back on your memories of receiving a wrapped gift with your name on it at the holidays and how you felt when you began to open it. It's absolutely a magical feeling. And we want to create that same magic this holiday season. So we're counting on you and your generosity to help us purchase gifts, wrapping paper, ribbon, and tags. Last year, we collected, wrapped, and delivered over 6,500 gifts, and our goal this year is over 7,000 gifts. I got to tell you, this pandemic's not stopping us at the Council on Aging. Because with your help, we can achieve this and together create thousands and thousands of smiles. I just know we can, and I'm counting on you to help us tonight. Here's a short film that shows the joy and the heartwarming impact created by the Ombudsman and Smile Makers. You know, I was fortunate to see these seniors opening their gifts last year, and I will absolutely never forget the experience and the looks of surprise and joy on their faces. It was just the heart of the holidays. So join with us and help the Smile Makers spread kindness and joy in our community. And although we can't help everyone here tonight can help someone.
When I think of the holiday season in general, it's all about the spirit of giving and essentially expressing gratitude for all the blessings that we have in our lives and being able to share those with others.
You know, this is just the heart of the holidays for us here at the Council on Aging and for all the people that are involved with making this project happen.
I think it's just a fun time to get together, especially during the season. You know, you get to wrap gifts for those that need it, and it's time to give back.
Well, I have a real soft spot for helping the elderly, and so right away it got my attention. But it's such a great opportunity for people who might not have a chance to go to a function that's near them. Everything's set up here. All you have to do is show up.
I actually haven't seen this before, where people go out of their way to make sure that the elderly know that they are not forgotten and that we do care and we do love them.
There are so many seniors at the holidays who have nobody. So the Ombudsman and the Smile Makers work together to make sure that the gifts that these seniors receive are something that they need or that they want, but most of all, we want to make them feel like somebody has remembered them and that people love them.
The angel tags are important because they represent each individual. You know, someone's grandma, someone's mom. It has their name on them, their age, and their size and what they like. And actually, when you get your angel tag and you get your article that you're going to give them as a gift and you read it, you sort of imagine who they are.
And we're trying to be, you know, kind of a bright light during the Christmas holiday for a lot of people that might not have anybody.
The measure of community is how we treat our older adults. And this is one program that year after year, again and again, we show that we can treat our older adults with respect and dignity and let them know that they're remembered and let them feel that they're important because they are.
Their friends are gone, so much loss. So with that much loss, you know, let's try to bring them as much joy as possible, you know. They deserve it.
When you are a part of something that's bigger than yourself, it really gives you a sense of fulfillment.
This is just a perfect way to say thank you to the seniors.
Makes you feel like you really, someone really has cared about you. They've taken the time to look at your list, do the shopping. I think that feeling is going to stay with people for months after they receive the gift.
I love volunteering. There's nothing like it to warm your heart and nourish your soul. It feels great knowing that one small gesture that I can offer has a huge impact on others that need help.
It's the human touch, and it really gives people an opportunity to do that, provide a human touch for those that need it.
Sometimes the things that we can offer may seem really small, but the impact is huge, and that's really important. It really does take a team effort.
You're right, without the community help, these things don't take place.
In short, your contribution matters. It may seem like a small gesture on your part, but at the end of the day, it's the sum of the parts that make one huge successful program, and it matters. Your donation, your help, your time, and your talent, it all matters.
Okay, so I'm crying. I don't know about all of you. That is incredibly touching. And friends, thank you so much for all of those smiles that you made possible last year. Congratulations and thanks again also to our Kaiser Permanente nurses. You know, friends, thanks to generous contributions, last holiday season, cheerfully wrapped gifts were delivered to 6,656 isolated and otherwise forgotten seniors. I tell you the exact number because let's face it, each gift meant the world to the one senior who received it. That one senior in our community felt loved and remembered at the holidays, thanks to you. It's no secret that we've all been going a bit stir-crazy lately, and let's face it, the problems facing our world right now have price tags that are staggering. But tonight, a donation of only $25 can make a truly enormous difference. Text the pledge right now and put a smile on the face of an otherwise forgotten senior. This year, we have already over 7,000 seniors on our holiday gift list. And I'm asking for your support to help us reach our goal of at least $225,000 to ensure that no senior is forgotten. I suspect that that list will continue to grow, and so that need will continue to grow. So I'm hoping that we can blow the lid off of that $225,000 goal tonight and get closer to $300,000. In recent weeks, several dear friends and board members formed fundraising teams. And it looks like some of you have already started texting pledges, but before I start calling out your names, I want to thank those who formed these teams. We had 30 teams form up to help raise funds leading into tonight's event, and we want to thank some of our team captains. Our first team to reach and exceed their goal was Team Wendy, raising $5,139. Thank you so much, Team Wendy. Board member Veronica Gray's team exceeded their goal of $5,500 and brought in $6,775. Team Deloitte brought in $5,000. Wings Capital Partners brought in $2,500. Thank you so much. The team members from Sovereign Lending Group raised $10,500. Last year's Impact Award honoree, Lori Meerman, started a team, and I love this, named after her basset hound, Weefle. And her team has raised over $11,000. I'm hoping that's dollars and not dog biscuits, but we'll find out soon enough. And team co-captains Fred Randall and Karen Clark have raised over a whopping $43,000. This is extraordinary, friends, and I thank you so very much. So let's take a look at our screens and see how we are doing, and let's see how we're doing in relation to our wonderful matching challenge from the Yeelits. Holy smoke! $221,000. Wow, looks like our friends Daryl and Debbie Yeelit are inspiring some wonderful gifts as their $10,000 matching challenge has been met. Thank you so much for the Yeelits. Daryl and Debbie, you did it with the help of some good friends. Bill Apple sent in a contribution of $100. Vanessa Cordes sent in a $200 contribution. We've received several anonymous gifts, and friends, by all means, if you prefer to be anonymous, simply click that button when you make your contribution. Lisa Ballard sent in a gift of $100. Taylor Kwan, thank you for your gift of $50. Aaron Fry sent in $100, followed by Ed Chiles, who sent in $500. My friends, this is fantastic. Incidentally, Daryl and Debbie Yeelit have been Council on Aging supporters for 18 years. Thank you so much, Daryl and Debbie. You continue to step up year after year. So, you know, friends, as Lisa mentioned earlier, think back to happy moments in your life when someone gave you a beautifully wrapped gift bearing a name tag with your name on it. It's always such fun to open a present that's been selected and wrapped just for you. In the coming months, Council on Aging's hundreds of volunteers will get busy in the workshop hand wrapping thousands of gifts, finishing off each one with a festive bow and a personalized name tag. But friends, it all starts with you right here tonight. Text the contribution right now and put a big bright smile on the precious face of an isolated senior who simply would otherwise be forgotten during the holiday season. And I imagine that at the holiday season, that sense of isolation they've been experiencing all during the pandemic and all throughout the year can only be felt so much more strongly and so much worse at the holidays when everyone else around them is celebrating and joyful. Let's not let that happen. We can change that. We can surprise them with a gift that says, we see you, we recognize you, and here's a present. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Everyone watching can help someone tonight. And remember, each $25 raised means that one more senior will receive a holiday gift. Okay, so check this out. I'm seeing a note over here that says, we have another exciting announcement. Are you ready for another exciting announcement, friends? Longtime friends and supporters, Madhu and Chitra Vijay, are sponsoring a second matching challenge. That's right. The VJs will match dollar for dollar the next $15,000 raised. Oh my gosh, this is extraordinary. You all are being incredibly generous tonight. I can't even begin to think of how to thank you. So this means that those of you who will help us hit this next match will collectively sponsor 600 gifts, which the VJs will then match, meaning a total of 1,200 gifts. That's 1,200 gifts, 1,200 smiles raised. Let's keep it going, my friends, and let's thank Pam and Don Gilmore for their gift of $1,000. Tiffany St. George, thank you for your gift of $50, along with Jamie Brown and Zachary Sherburne. Our good friends, Mr. and Mrs. D. Dallas, sent in $500. Thank you so much. Darren Yanamura, thank you for your gift of $500. Friends, this is incredible. I thank you so much. Let's keep it going. We are at $228,000. Keep it coming. This is amazing. Y'all are just making me feel so happy on the inside. And all this talk of holiday cheer has got me feeling a bit spunky. So as you continue making pledges, what do you say we take a behind-the-scenes sneak peek into the green room and see what our comedians are up to, shall we? Come on, follow me.
I was just saying, I was a little worried about you leaning in. I just want to make sure that we still have the 6 feet, okay, that's 6 feet. Yeah, so I'm sorry, okay, I got it.
Jay, let's measure biceps, just for fun.
Biceps?
I mean,
Well,
probably
that's
6 feet.
unusual. Men usually want to measure other
There's
things.
no audience. Why are we sequestered into a green room? It's 6 feet.
It's
6 feet.
6
It's
feet,
close.
that's...
Actually, it's you're not wearing your glasses. Just trust me, it's 6 feet.
Listen, I can never trust men when it comes to measurements. That's all I'm going to say. So, actually, you know what I've been working on this quarantine thing is flossing. I've been flossing a lot. And I don't mean my teeth. Have you guys...
Holy cow.
What?
That joke is funny in like 16 different ways. All right, with this thing. That joke's funny in like 16 different ways. I didn't even get to other places to floss until I was through with the urban colloquialism, like, he's flossing, man.
No, I just meant the dancing flossing. Is that what you're talking about?
That's the first time that entered my head then.
Oh.
Why are you so combative? You are definitely married.
I am so married, I can't break the wife thing.
When guys date ladies,
Yeah.
you guys ask us questions like, do you think about me at work?
Uh-huh.
And then when we're married, you ask us questions like, why are you in the bathroom so long?
Oh, I totally asked that question.
Because I don't disappoint anybody in there. That's why I'm in there so long. You'll see that on my big show that I'm going to do in front of some boxes.
Oh my gosh, have you seen the crowd tonight? The crowd out there, we're almost in the double digits. It's
This
so
is
huge.
the largest crowd I've ever worked in front of.
I know.
So it's a
I left
little
more people in my car.
You left more people. Who are you talking to out there?
This is the best ride in the park.
So, what do you say we should go do the show? Who's
Let's do some comedy.
Yeah, let's do some comedy. Fritz, you're up
What's,
first.
no, I'm talking to them right now.
Oh my gosh, they are such characters. All right, friends, before I introduce our first comedian, everybody take out your phones right now and text the pledge. Right now, come on, you can do it. Don't count on others to step up. Get in on the action and make a gift of any size. How about $5, $10, $15, $20, $25, or $50? $1, $2, $3, $4, $500. Shoot for the stars and pledge $1,000, $2,500, $5,000 or more. And I'll tell you what, if someone pledges $10,000 or more, I'm going to arrange for you to receive a personal thank you from our Council on Aging mascot, Hamilton, the French Bulldog. Yes, my friends, I want to see a flurry of pledges coming in right now. Let's keep them coming. Right now, come on, $25. That's all it takes to make a smile appear on the face of one of our seniors. Okay, as you continue texting contributions, let's bring out our first comedian. She's a longtime friend of Council on Aging, has appeared on all the major networks, has millions of views on YouTube, and is a true smile maker in her own right. Please welcome Frances DiLorenzo.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here. during these unprecedented, unpredictable, unparalleled, uncertain, uncommon, unaudienced times. I'm telling you, if I hear any of those words anymore, I think I'm going to come unglued, right? It is a kind of strange world, but here we are together laughing for a good cause, and I'm super excited about it. In the past, we've had huge crowds. We've like 600, 700, 800, but this year we have the finest 15. Oh, I know, the studio, the finest 15, and it does mean a lot to me because I know you guys are all here because this cause is near and dear to your hearts. And also because you're on the payroll. But it's weird. I'm going to tell you, my life has changed a little bit. Quarantine life and married life just don't mix. I'm going to be honest. When you're with your spouse 24/7, I've realized my relationship is exactly like the virus. It changes hour by hour. And but we're sticking with it. Like in the beginning, I thought this is so awesome, right? The first 3 weeks, I'm like, wow, this is a blessing. What an honor to be able to bond and connect. We celebrated my 25th anniversary at home with dinner, music, wine, candles. It was wonderful. 3 months later, I'm walking that same guy to the front door saying, walk out in public without a mask and hug as many strangers as possible. So we're getting through, though. We're getting through. I'm telling you something. The divorce rate has increased, and I'm hearing that a lot of women are dumping their husbands of many, many years and dating younger guys. It's the cougar syndrome. Like, that is so not for me, though, because why would I want to date someone with 20/20 vision? Just not matching up for me. But I also have too much history with my guy. I mean, I love him. I think back like, wow, I remember he proposed on my birthday. And I was so excited, right? But then it dawned on me, I'm like, oh my gosh, thanks for the ring, but where's my regular gift, you know? I think I'm getting gypped a gift here, you know? But I'm telling you, I dated him when I was 16 years old. 16, just for about a month, and then I broke up with him, and then we dated again when I was 18, and I ended it. And then I married him at 28, and I thought to myself, gosh, if I dump him this time, I get to keep his stuff. So it's always something to think about, but I will never dump him. It took me long enough to even get him to get married, and I shouldn't put it that way, but we did date, I don't know, we dated 3 years, and I started, 2 years was okay, but entering the 3rd years, I started thinking to myself, you know what? If he doesn't propose soon, I'm throwing him a surprise wedding. And I was like, surprise! Oh my God! Did you really think you're going fishing? Did you? Oh my God! No, you're not. Stand right here. Oh my God! Have you met Father Philip? Father Philip, this is Lee Father Philip. He just said, who wants to drive the boat? Say I do, and so yeah, that was very special. We got married, and here we are many, many years later. It's great. We're making it work, but I gotta be honest, we miss going out. I miss Vegas. I miss Reno. Well, actually, I don't really miss Reno, because Reno is kind of like Las Vegas's clearance rack. You know what I mean? They get all the stuff Las Vegas doesn't want. As a matter of fact, last time I was in Reno, they had this national bowling convention. A national bowling convention. Like, people fly in from across the country to compete for bowling, like a Super Bowl of bowling. But I had no idea about that. All I know is I got off my flight into the shuttle, and this guy sneaks in behind me, and he starts complaining to the driver. And he's screaming. He's like, I almost didn't make my flight because I couldn't get my balls through the security checkpoint. And he's sitting behind me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and he kept going on and on. He goes, I tried to get him through, but the lady was rude. She looked right at me. She said, sir, are those your balls? And I said, yes, ma'am, they are. She said, do you mind if I take a look at them? I said, go right ahead, but I'll tell you what, she couldn't get them up on the counter. She tried 2 or 3 times, so finally I said, lady, let me handle my own balls. So I picked him up, I set him up on the counter, and she started inspecting my balls. I felt like saying, how the hell am I gonna smuggle a pistol through the hole in my balls? And that's when the driver, he turns around and says, how many did you bring with you? And he said, just my 2 good ones. And I thought, how many balls does a man need? That's it for me, you guys. Thank you so much. We're going to continue on with more comedy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You guys are so great. I really appreciate that. And I hope you're having a great time at home. We're going to keep this night going because everybody deserves to laugh right now. And as I mentioned earlier, we have 2 amazing comedians on the schedule this year. This next gentleman coming to the stage is one of my personal favorites. He's also a favorite of the Council on Aging. He's been with us before, and we're so lucky to have him again. Put your hands together for Fritz Coleman!
Oh, please. Don't get up. That's so nice. Thank you so much. I'm here to address people of a certain age. In other words, my peers. I'm so happy to be with you. I'm here for you, certainly, but I'm here also because I just retired and have a lot of free time. And I wasn't doing anything this afternoon, so I thought I would come down. I just retired after 39 years of going morning clouds and fog, hazy afternoon sun. What was the question? It's the greatest scam ever perpetrated in show business. I feel like Bernie Madoff with maps. But it's over. I'm just happy to be speaking to a group of people without a mask. It's very liberating. Although, if I hear one sneeze in this audience, I'm whipping it out. This is what it would look like if Satan were your dentist. Anyway, I always keep this handy. Anyway, I have a feeling that we're going to be doing this for a while, not just now, but maybe for a couple of years. There'll be no more large events in large venues. There may not be any more large venues. They may turn the Hollywood Bowl into a skate park. You don't know. Public television could be doing Shakespeare from the Den, brought to you by the Chubb Group of insurance companies. People that know me will know this is true. I find this very ironic because I've been going to therapy for 40 years to learn how to not isolate. And here I am in solitary confinement. All that's missing is an ankle monitor. At the beginning of this, I was a lot more afraid than I am now because people would say, this thing's coming to get old people, so stay in your closet and don't come out until we tell you. It's coming for old people, just like unlicensed contractors and Liberian online scammers. They're coming after old people. Now, I'm a little more relaxed, and I just, I wash my hand 43 times a day, and I stay in my living room trying to figure out how to make a pizza on a 3D printer. But I want to say that the scariest thing about this situation, COVID-19, is the fact that it has a number. It just sounds so intimidating, COVID-19, as if to say this virus is now 18 times stronger than it was back when it was only COVID-1. We're very close to the end of time. Although I would rather have a virus with a number than one with a color, like the Black Plague or yellow fever. No, thank you. Somebody asked me if there's anything good about this quarantine, and I'd say yes. I think the best thing about quarantine is that you are forced to bond with your home. You're forced to be in your home. We don't spend enough time in our homes. Usually during normal times, we spend the bulk of our time at work trying to pay for our homes. And then we spend a huge chunk of additional time traveling to and from work to pay for our homes. And when all is said and done, we have spent the least amount of time in the place we spend the most amount of time trying to pay for. And at the end of the year, if there's any time left over, what do? We leave home and go on vacation. But I'm retired now, I don't care. If you ask me about the weather, don't ask me. Don't say a word to me about the weather. You don't see any maps. You don't see a clip-on tie. If you have a question about the weather, just look on your phone. And now I'm retired, and I'm doing all the wonderful things from retirement. I bought a Series 3 Airstream trailer. I park it in slot number 78 at the Golden Sunset Mobile Home Heaven. I spend all day in a lawn chair sipping Pepto-Bismol margaritas, reading a large print Reader's Digest, swatting flies with a rolled-up reverse mortgage application. And I couldn't be happier because I know tomorrow Sam's Club is doing that special on Bud Light and propane. Life is good. Keep up the great work at Conference on Aging. I love you. Thanks for inviting me. See you guys later.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Steve.
Thank you. There you go. Another fabulous performance by Fritz Coleman. Thank you so much, Fritz, for being here again. And you guys, thanks for sticking with us. There's more to come. Stay tuned.
Fritz Coleman and Francis DiLorenzo, ladies and gentlemen, big rounds of applause from home. Oh my gosh, it's official. My sides hurt, and Fritz, I believe I'm feeling the stirrings of intestinal distress. And I bet y'all are smiling at home too, right? So as I compose myself, let's check our progress on the matching challenge from our friends Madhu and Chitra. Holy cannoli! I'm happy to report that y'all made it happen again. Let's thank some of our friends who stepped up and met the VJ's $15,000 matching challenge. Oh my goodness. Big thank you to Pascal Nguyen and Pam and Don Gilmore, Tiffany St. George, Jamie Brown, Zachary Sherburne, Mr. and Mrs. Dallas, Bill Apple. Oh my goodness, you guys rock. This is fantastic because we already have 7,000 seniors on our holiday gift list, and we know that there will be more pouring in the coming weeks. So keep those gifts coming. This is fantastic. Wings Capital, $2,500. Paulette Chaffee, thank you so much for your gift of $100. Heidi Neal, Sue Ackus, Celeste Wu, Erin Hines, Lisa Ballard. You guys are amazing. I also want to send huge thanks to some special friends who anonymously sent in a $5,000 gift. They prefer to be anonymous, so I won't name them, but I want nonetheless to send special thanks to this beautiful couple. One is a Council on Aging volunteer, the other crochets blankets for our seniors, and both are such a force for good. Thanks to them, several hundred smiles will be made. So friends, keep those pledges coming in. This is fantastic. You know, as social distancing leaves vulnerable seniors especially isolated at this time, the 2020 Smile Makers gifts will bring greater joy this year than ever before. Let's make sure that every senior in our community is remembered this holiday season. So please take 1 minute to text the pledge. In so doing, you will send the most powerful message one human being can send to another. And that's to say, you are not alone. Friends, if you've not already done so, or even if you have, text the pledge right now, please. Okay, time for more fun. So let's turn it back to Francis DiLorenzo.
I hope you're having a great time. We are going to finish off the last tonight with one of my favorite comedians. This guy has had an amazing career in comedy, from stand-up to acting to producing to writing. He just finished a brand new special. You can look for it on jmore.com, but you don't have to wait because we have him here tonight. You guys put your hands together for Jay Moore. Woo!
Yes. Thank you. Right on. Appreciate that, Francis. I'm happy to be here. And of evening comedy. And of if that's not on camera, it's not that great of a joke. But this is important to me. Helping seniors remain healthy, connected, and protected. The Council on Aging of Southern California. Thank you for having me. It's a strange time. You know, it's quarantine. I got a lot done. I can't lie to you. I enjoyed the quarantine. I finally got to watch like every Sanford and Son ever. I cut hair now on the side. Literally, I started on the side. I tried to give myself a mohawk, cutting my own hair because you can't go to the barber shop. during quarantine. I didn't do a good job. I messed up my mohawk. I look like Friar Tuck. I look like a retired magician who played pro golf. It wasn't right. So I had to shave it all off. That's why you have the melon you see here today. COVID quarantine, I'm an assistant principal at my son's school, apparently. I don't have any teaching degrees. I have to homeschool my son. That's not going to work out well. He's going to have to go to Long Beach and stand in line to register as a not smart person. I don't know if that's where the office of not smart people is. I'm just making up a town. I'm supposed to teach this guy? I barely got out of public school in New Jersey. If I teach this, I messed up a mohawk. Do you understand? I couldn't figure out a line. That's geography and geometry. He doesn't have a chance. And look, let's be honest. I have boy, son. Boy, son is very dumb. They are not the brightest guys in the world. A boy should not help a boy get smart. We need women for that. Because I'm dumb, I know that. I do one thing exceptionally well. I talk constantly. We know. All right, voice in my head, relax. My son, I don't know what his passion is. If my son was kidnapped, they'd bring him back. I'm telling you, they'd be bored. It's the strangest thing. Because he talks like this rough, rugged guy all day. Did you do your homework? What? Huh? Yeah. Huh? Are you sure? Yes. Yes. It catches me off guard where I follow him around the house asking him yes or no questions just to hear, yes. Where are we going today? I don't know. Wait, what? Where am I going? Wait, are you talking to me right now? Yes. He doesn't use contractions. I won't let him because I cannot hear the difference between can and can't. Didn't. I can't hear. If you're looking at me and go, I didn't do it. I don't know if you're saying the head shake gave it away. I probably should have not done that when I was explaining it to you, but yeah, like didn't. I can't hear the difference. Can, can't. So the poor guy goes, yes, and he doesn't use contractions. So he sounds like the emperor of this bizarre, fancy place back in the 1800s, like, yes, after the joust, we do not want to go to war with the peasants. They no longer amuse me. Have them washed and brought to my tent. I did not approve of the joust. Yes. It's like a Bond villain I have for a child. But Bond villains are smart. I took my son to the Santa Monica Pier. There's a clown making balloon animals. I go, hey, Mackie, look at this. There's a clown. My son at the time was 5. He goes, no. That's a guy dressed like a clown. Oh, yeah. I thought that was like a real clown with clown parents. Like a clown OBGYN and clown son. They're all guys dressed as clowns. He's either a genius. He's right, but he's wrong. I don't get it. It's the funniest thing. I took my son to the Los Angeles Zoo to feed giraffes. I knew the zookeeper of the Los Angeles Zoo, Michael D. Wonderful man. Michael D., I love you, brother. And he said, we had a baby giraffe born. Do you want to come feed it its bottle? He was born 2 days ago. I said, yes, I do. I love giraffes. I have a tattoo of a giraffe on my arm in honor of my grandfather, my father's father, who, I'll tell you this story real quick. We're not going anywhere, right? You and I. Talking to you, Marge. Lawrence, hello. Come on, buddy. Now you're on the phone now, Lawrence? My grandfather collected giraffe statues. He was president of like Revlon in the 60s, and he was a band leader. It was a big deal. He ran for Senate. He got smashed. Don't worry about it. He didn't do well. He's not a former senator. And he collected giraffes. And when he was sick, he had dementia really bad. He was out of vegetable almost for a week maybe. And I was in his room, his hospital room. It was actually a hospice room, watching myself on TV. I was 20 years old. I was on MTV in the middle of the day. They kept rerunning it, 1990. And I just happened to be in my beautiful grandfather's hospital room. He's just out. I'm just sitting there in the room with him, and all of a sudden behind me I hear, do you know why I collect giraffes, JJ? And I said, no, Pop. Actually, that's not truthful. I went, oh, God! Whoa! Clear your throat or something, you ghoul. God. Yell boo. That's actually more like what it said. He said a giraffe has to stick its neck out for what it believes in. A giraffe's kick will disembowel a lion. They're the real king of the jungle, but they never kick each other. I went, wow. He said, respect will always outlast cash. And it looks like, he points to the TV, he goes, it looks like you have respect here. It looks like you're fulfilling passion and purpose. He said, purpose pulls, it doesn't push. And then he went back to sleep. I still don't know what that means, so if you do, email me and let me know. So I got the tattoo of the giraffe on my arm. So when the zookeeper of Los Angeles Zoo says to me, do you want to come feed a baby giraffe with your baby son with a... Yes. We weren't at the giraffes. We were inside with the giraffes. Like, I'm looking up at their bellies. They're giraffes. I'm explaining giraffes to you. You see how I'm difficult to live with. I'm holding my baby son, like 4 or 5 years old, up, and he's holding this giant, massive bottle with, I don't know, giraffe milk formula or something. And I go, this is one of the most beautiful moments of my life. I love giraffes. This is eternal life. My grandfather's here right now. This giraffe, this is, wow, eternal life. It meant so much to me. 1 year later, he's got homework from first grade. And the answer was giraffe. I go, you remember giraffes because you gave one a bottle last year at the zoo. He goes, I went to the zoo? Yeah, you fed. The giraffe being fed by hand, not even on his radar. I was at the zoo? I go, yeah. He goes, did we go see monkeys? I go, hold on, stay with the giraffes. That's the answer. 2 Fs, you're all right. We'll figure it out later. They're backwards, but looks like you're writing music. He's not that bright. I go, yeah, you fed a giraffe a bottle like it was your baby. And the giraffe was 6'7". It was beautiful, like Rick Fox gorgeous. You meet Rick Fox, you go, oh, hi, Rick Fox. He's just the most beautiful man I've ever met. And this giraffe was more beautiful than that. And I fed my son to the giraffe to feed it. I went to the zoo. Yeah, you gave the giraffe a bottle. He goes, I didn't do that. This my son says to me like he's Abe Vigoda. I didn't do that. I don't think so. I go, you fed a giraffe. How do you not remember feeding a giraffe at the zoo? My son goes, oh my God, the zoo. I do remember. I go, yes. He goes, that's where all the toilets flush by themselves. That's the place, buddy. You got it. And the trash can was a gorilla, and he opened his mouth for the trash, and I'm just like, can we be done with homework now? Can we? I need a little girl. I would love to have a little girl, learn how to braid hair and gossip and just understand all that gossip. If you have a little girl, you know this already. They're evil is the word I'm looking for. They're evil, terrible people. But they're very smart. They could save your life. My son can't save my life if I was dying of him and his whatever he knows. No. Little girls gather information. Every woman, when we were hunters and gatherers before, we would hunt, they'd gather. Or men would gather, women would hunt. Who knows? But people, they gather. All right. You got a granddaughter, she's 10 years old. She can tell you who on your street is stealing cable, who goes outside to go for a walk, but they're really smoking a cigarette after their dinner, who's cheating, who's swinging, wait, who put swings in? That's not even what I'm talking about. This is inappropriate. That's what I need in my life. I pick my son up at school, he's just defeated. It's like we're at Athens Airport on the tarmac and he's just been released. The sun's killing him. He's like, what? Every day after school, I got to convince him to come to my car. It's all right. You've been released. I'm holding up today's newspaper like, look. They're like, go. You can go now with your dad. I don't know. He gets in my car and I go, how was school today, buddy? He goes, it's hard to say. Every day. There's a private school in LA, $18,000 a year. Make something up. Tell me you learned trigonometry at 8 years old or something. It's hard to say. Takes him about 40 minutes to put his seatbelt on every day because he always forgets he's still wearing his backpack. Just carpool lane's beeping at me. I'm like, go around. I'm with a dumb guy. Me and him. Little girl gets in the car. She's going to start gossiping before her butt hits my seat. She's going to go, remember my friend Claire? Click, right away. She's got that. Remember my friend Claire? Click, the one that's too heavy to wear leggings? Yes, I do. What happened? She's not a vegetarian at all. I knew she wasn't a vegetarian. Beep, beep. Go around. We're talking. Don't upset her. Tell me about Fatso Claire. What happened? I wouldn't even go home. I would just drive around the neighborhood to hear the rest of that story. It's hard to say. Remember Claire? Just the difference in energy alone, you know, just at home watching. That's what you need. That's what I need. My son will curse me out. He doesn't know what he said. He's like, you know what? You're a jerk. I go, did you just call me a jerk? He goes, what? But he's not covering. He doesn't remember. What? You're a jerk. Did you just call me a jerk? What? Who called you a jerk? You just called me a jerk. Why are we raising our voices? Son's killing him. I took my son to rent a kayak. I was in Seal Beach. I'm like, I'm going to be the divorced single dad of the year. We're going to go rent a kayak, me and my man. I go to the kayak place. It's on Pacific Coast Highway. I don't know if it's still there in Seal Beach. I rent a kayak. We go out into the Huntington Harbor, little canals, little tributaries there. And my plan was to go all the way back to where we lived, the house I was renting after the divorce. And then we're going to have lunch and we'll bring the kayak back. It's great. Except I completely overestimated how much rowing the 5-year-old would do. Zero. None. Flojo. Very lazy. Just sitting in my lap like this, and his life vest is up, and I got him in front of me, because if he's behind me, I won't even know if he falls off. I'm not smart either. And I'm rowing like this, and like little alligator arms. I'm like, oh my God, he's just sitting there in my lap, like, oh, like a mafia boss. Seize him when we get on land. Yes. Are we arriving by sea, or will we not? Yes. I get all the way home. I can't open my hands. It took 45 minutes with the current. I cannot open my hands from gripping my paddle. I try to make a macaroni and cheese. I can't get the paper plate off of a stack of paper plates with my hooks. I go, we got to return the boat. He goes, don't make me do it. He yells at me. I can't go back alone, but I have to. I get a babysitter from down the street. She comes over. I'm like, I don't want to row this thing all the way back against the current. I can't even, I'm so exhausted. You know what I'm going to do? I'll put it in my truck. I'll drive it back. Screw it. I take the kayak out of the water behind the house. There's a floating dock. Oh, it's hard to do it because kayaks have little holes in them and water gets in them. And I didn't think to take the water out. So I'm carrying a kayak and 100 gallons of seawater at the same time. Like, I need to get in shape or, empty your kayak. I drag it through the living room, ruining the Airbnb carpet. I go out into my driveway and I'm like, oh, that's right. My truck's at the kayak place. This kid really cut off the ring on me here. I guess I could put the kayak on my head and just walk up PCH like an ant. With a rind. I'm so smug at how happy I am about that ad lib. So I got to row all the way back. 45 minutes without my child against the current. Whew. As I'm approaching the kayak place, I realize I have a pretty big problem. I left with a 5-year-old. I'm coming back with an empty life vest and one Mickey Mouse flip-flop. It's like an episode of Dateline. In a small town nestled in Orange County, a man named Jay Moore decided to take his son for a boat ride to murder. I said, you know what, I'm going to have fun with it. I'm a comedian. This is how I live my life. The guy on the beach wants to close. He's waving me in. I go, okay. I pull the kayak up. He goes, where's the little guy? And I decide to have fun with the guy. I go, he didn't listen. My hand to God, this happened. The kayak man goes, I hear you. What? Things are weird all over. Thanks for having me. I love you. I don't know you, but I love you. Good night. Thank you. And thank you. Peace.
Jay Moore, Fritz Coleman, Francis DiLorenzo, Thank you so much for the laughs tonight. You guys are too much. And friends, I thank all of you for the thousands of smiles that you're making possible tonight, raising over $258,000. I also want to send a special shout out to board member Harry Barth. Harry Barth is challenging his group of friends with a $5,000 matching challenge. So if you are a friend of Harry Barth, or even want to become a friend of Harry Barth, go on the Council on Aging website and find Harry Barth's team, make a contribution, because your buddy Harry is challenging you with a $5,000 gift. And if all of Harry's friends step up, that's going to equal another $10,000, my friends, for our Smile Makers tonight. Thank you so much for everyone that's continuing to make pledges and to make gifts. Chef Ugo from Prego, thank you so much, Chef Ugo. Carol Harris sent in a $500 gift. Gary Arakawa sent in $500. Look at David Benkirk, $900. Laura Heeman for $100. Pascal Wynn, $500. Friends, you are incredible, and I thank you so very much. You know, 2020 has certainly been one for the record books, and among many things, has provided much time for reflection about what really matters. As a result, this holiday season, I plan to invite my family and friends to do something a little unique. Rather than exchanging gifts amongst ourselves, I'm going to suggest that we instead sponsor gifts for seniors through the Smile Makers. Perhaps you'll consider something similar as a way to honor a friend, a neighbor, a coworker, or a loved one this year. The Smile Makers Fund Drive will remain open until October 31st. So consider suggesting to your family and friends that perhaps your holiday gift giving include an otherwise forgotten senior this year. And if you have friends who missed tonight's event, share the link, share the love. You're going to receive a link via email after tonight's broadcast, and share the smiles. Meanwhile, as we close tonight's event, in whatever way that you celebrate the holidays this year, may yours be merry, healthy, and bright. Thank you again so very much for your kindness and your generosity. Let's turn it back to Lisa Wright Jenkins to wrap up our evening.
Wow, it's been a spectacular evening. A special thank you to all our comedians. Laughter is the best medicine after all. Most of all, I'd like to thank you for attending and standing with us in support of our community's seniors. And to all of you who have given a gift of support to our mission, thank you again for your kindness and generosity. And to the Kaiser honorees, thank you for all that you do. You've reminded us that not all superheroes wear capes. We look forward to welcoming you next year on the first Saturday in October, October 2nd. Please remain healthy and safe into 2021. Good night.
Hey, breaking news, folks. This just in. Thanks to the remarkable Francis DiLorenzo, we've secured our comedians for next year's event and are excited to share that the 2021 Evening of Comedy headliners will be Francis DiLorenzo, Fritz Coleman, and drumroll, the funny Craig Shoemaker, also known as the Love Master. So mark your calendars, and we'll see y'all next year. Good night, folks.